it's Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astro-Numerologist. Welcome to Star Codes. This is the podcast where we look at an upcoming event in the stars and numbers of the astrology and numerology. And in this case, it's the Leo full moon. So exciting this year for so many reasons. The numbers code and the timing. We have the moon in Leo, of course, but the sun is in Aquarius. And if you remember, the sun just entered Aquarius with Pluto, both together entering at 0 degrees Aquarius on January 20th. Amazing event because Pluto is so slow moving. It stays in a sign for usually a couple of decades, depending on the sign, because it has an elliptical orbit. In any case, it's big news because Pluto will be in Aquarius for most of the year and then finally enter Aquarius in November for 20 straight years without leaving it. So this Leo full moon opposite sun in Aquarius is a big deal. And the other reason it's a big deal is that it is at 5 degrees Leo. And the universal time for this full moon is 5:55 p.m. So that means it's 12:55 p.m. Eastern Time, New York, and 9:55 a.m. Pacific Time. We have the double five no matter what for the minutes, but universal time, it's 5:55, 5 degree Leo. And guess what? Leo in astrology rules the 5th house. So that means we have 6 5s activated, and 5 is the number of freedom. And Aquarius is the sign of freedom. And Leo, being ruled by the sun, our star, which gives us life, also it's a fire sign. It also seeks freedom. And not only that, the sun and moon opposite each other, Aquarius, Leo, are square to Jupiter. And Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And Sagittarius also is very much about liberation from anything that's holding you down, seeing the big picture and feeling free. It's another fire sign. So we've got the sextuple 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then we've got the incredible Leo fire activation with the sun, which activates our heart, by the way. Leo in physiology, in astrology, we have the signs assigned to a part of our physiology. And in this case, the heart, the actual heart, the beating heart, is ruled by Leo. So we'll go into that in a little bit. And then again, Jupiter creating a T-square. Jupiter's at 6 degrees in Taurus, and therefore creating a square to both the sun at 5 degrees in Aquarius and the moon at 5 degrees in Leo. So the other thing I want to mention is this is the first of 3 consecutive full moons at 5 degrees. And it is the first full moon of the year. So it does set up a foundation for what this year will be about. We currently are going through 5 consecutive new moons at 20 degrees, if you remember, giving us 20/20 vision, where the sun and moon are together in the new moon. This is 5 degrees in the sun and moon opposite each other, which means there's going to be oppositional energy to freedom. So you're going to have to stand up for freedom this year. There's going to be something that invites you to fire up, which is the Leo energy, fire sign, fire up that freedom energy. So many surprises are going to be activated. A lot of excitement is going to be initiated for us, both personally and collectively, in order for us to move around energy, to be more flexible, to release things that are stuck. Remember, Pluto's move out of Capricorn, a very deep earth sign that likes to hold on to energy and cement it. It's ruled by Saturn. And then here we have very different flowing, freeing up energy that asks you to release and let go instead of hold on and keep in place. So the surprises are also activated by the sign of Leo, which is very passionate, creative, fun, is about self-expression, being childlike. And of course, Leo represents the lion, the king of the jungle. Leo is connected to courage. And all 3 fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, are very much about the firing up of inner courage. Now, also, recall that 2024 adds up to 8. We're in an 8 universal year, and 8 also initiates courage, leadership, confidence. So there's a lot here to digest just from the get-go. And so you really want to initiate your creativity. You want to be very creative in how you speak to people, how you accept the thoughts that enter your mind. You could say no. You can be very creative with what it is you choose to pay attention to. Leo is ruled by the sun, so wherever you shine the light of the sun is where you set your intention on, right? So you want to focus on things that feel good, that fire up your imagination, and also you have the sense of wanting affection, wanting hugs. This is not just the realm of Cancer, the sign preceding Leo, but Leo rules the heart. So there is a sense of being appreciated, and that brings pleasure as well. That's why Leo governing having the stage, so performers require an audience to appreciate them. Otherwise, who are they performing for, right? So there is a sense of really understanding that give and take between the sharing of self-expression and the receiving of love in return. So with the moon square Jupiter and sun square Jupiter, your emotions will expand. The moon is how you feel. Jupiter makes it bigger. It's the biggest planet in our solar system. So you want to consciously focus on positive outcomes so you don't feel listless like a fish out of water. You want to have something that brings you balance, and that is a visual of the frequency that you desire. You want to feel that freedom that the code emits, that happiness that Jupiter and Leo, where the sun is, emits. And you want to focus on what it is that makes you feel happy and healthy and strong. Those are the people, the events, the qualities, the hobbies, the projects that you want to immerse in. It's very important to set this stage in January as we begin the year with the first full moon to focus on those things, but also do them in moderation, which is a little bit of a paradox. But the moderation will allow you to take the time to make sure that you really feel it, that your heart is saying yes, that your heart feels absolutely aligned and synchronized with what it is that you're focusing on. So Mars is exactly conjunct Mercury during this full moon, and that really fires up your imagination and your ideas. Mars is basically saying go with this and implement it, and it seeks liberation. It seeks ideas that do set you free, that are not cookie cutter or boxed into a belief system. So you might be exploring things that surprise you, in other words, because Mars rules that third fire sign. So there's a lot of fire energy, more than usual, with this particular full moon. Now, the source of all life is creation and being creative and having fun in the process, living life to the fullest and living your light, living in the moment. The heart just loves to engage, and out of the blue moments help us engage. Out of the blue moments bring us into the present because we have to now pay attention. And Leo is very generous. So Leo wants to give something, wants to create something that is really appreciated and needed in a pleasurable way by the collective. So this is your time to give freely, which is love. Remember, Leo rules the physiological heart, so it really loves to give and turn from egocentric living, which is the shadow side of Leo, right? I'm number one, I'm the best, look at me, the royal dressed up in clothes, and underneath there's really not much to offer. That's the shadow side of Leo. So we want to move away from the fake persona and the fake regalia and the fake leadership qualities that can also be very rampant during times like this when we move into the Aquarian age, right? Where we need to really discern between what is true and what is not, what is liberating us and what is actually distracting us from moving forward in a high vibrational way, which is what Aquarius is all about. Aquarius can be really altruistic and beautifully aligned with what it is that is most appreciated and necessary for everyone. So there is this real sense of you moving into joy. So this T-square to Jupiter, again, bringing up Jupiter, Jupiter is joy. It's easy to remember. They both start with J, and truly joy is represented by Jupiter. And we really want to tune into that frequency. There is a frequency for you. Love is also a frequency, as is peace, as is compassion, freedom. They're all frequencies that you can tune into and do so without expectation on the other side. So before I move a little bit more into that idea, Pluto must be discussed because Pluto just entered Aquarius. So Pluto is opposite the moon and conjunct the sun. And so this brings a lot of intense feelings, intense energy, and you want to stay in control of your reactions at this time. You want to breathe through any changes of mood because oppositions are meant to bring energy into harmony. And so, of course, you want to tune into what it is you're feeling. You just don't want to overreact. When Mars and Mercury are conjunct, as we discovered during this full moon, there can be a fast communication that can happen where you come out with something before you took that time out, that silence before speaking or writing. So you want to channel those deep feelings into something that really has been felt on a meditational level. That's the depth of Pluto. And you'll also feel the vibrations of people around you much more. It will allow you to move energy because you really sense what's going on, which means you can transmute the energy. Pluto is incredibly psychic and very powerful. So this is one thing to keep in mind. Now, in terms of the implementation of frequency, when you hold a frequency that you want and you really hold it in your heart, you don't just think it, but you feel, for example, abundance. You feel that frequency of abundance. You really feel the pleasure of abundance on every level. This is not just financial, but feeling abundant. The environment, the smell of whatever you like, the visuals, the feeling, right? And you tune into what that means to you. It's really important to hold that frequency in your heart. Even though the mind is collecting all this data of what abundance means to you and makes it available, there has to be then an activation of a true commitment and feeling and a recognition of that frequency as if it is there with you, which it is, by the way. It is. That's how manifestation begins, is with the frequency living in your heart. So the heart needs to actually feel what the mind emits. And once there is that alignment and the heart is in resonance with that data, the resonance is actually then the frequency that you emit to the world, that other people feel, and that then creates your next moment. It creates your future, creates your life. So the resonance of whatever you're focusing on is in your heart. The resonance, you resonate, the music is felt in your heart. Music resonates, sound resonates. You want to hear it, you want to sound it out. Like when you say, yay, yay, that's sounding out a frequency of pleasure, of joy. So sounding out is important. It's part of the whole experience of being human. We utilize the importance of all our senses, right? And the sixth sense, the feeling of the heart, brings it all into one. So this is really the big takeaway from this Leo full moon with 6 5s is focus on all of it. 5 faces left and right. It sits on a rocker. It has straight lines and a curve. It encompasses the whole galaxy. It's the middle number of all 9 digits, 1 through 9. It encompasses a moment of climbing the mountain, looking down. You have all these paths you can choose from, and it's up to you to create your future. And so you want to really tune in with what frequency, what do you want to resonate to, and allow the heart, allow your feeling to bring it alive in the next moment, because this moment is the whole foundation. It seeds your life. So this is a time of awakening, and I know I keep saying that, but it truly is. We're moving into the Aquarian age, and Pluto's move into Aquarius right before this Leo full moon with the sun in Aquarius. This is big news. And so we want to really focus on awakening, focusing on staying awake, on using our discernment to observe what's actually going on without judging it, staying neutral. The opposition of a full moon, sun and moon, does want us to come to the middle in neutrality. When you stay in the middle and take the middle path, your feelings see it all. It sees the left, the right, the up, the down. The whole experience is felt within your heart when you are grounded in the middle. So to help you with this awakening, I have a free masterclass, How to Master Your Stars. And you can watch it immediately, instant access. It's free at spiritualmasteryclass.com. And this free training will take you through some amazing insights that help you take your power back. The secret to spiritual mastery, the true meaning of your rising sign, your ascendant, the important difference between individuality and uniqueness, your natal sun and natal moon's profound impact on living a happy, abundant, joyful life, and how to instantly connect to source, to spirit, and many more secret tools. So enjoy that free masterclass at spiritualmasteryclass.com. Have an absolutely beautiful Leo full moon, and I will see you next week in our next Star Codes podcast. Lots of love.